Hello, consumer behavior students. I am creating my own YouTube video for you that will cover your assignment for your semester-long project. There's a few things you're going to want to remember to do, and I just thought it was might be helpful if I put the assignment in a YouTube video from me to you, so that you can look back on it and you can decide when you need to refer back to it in case there's a particular element or a particular area that you might be a little unsure about, or one that you want to be sure that you're following instructions appropriately. So you're going to have at the end of the semester your presentation of your semester-long project, but you're going to post it in a YouTube video. So what's your semester-long project? Well, since this is consumer behavior, remember this is about study of the psychology of consumption, the why people do what they do, why do they buy what they buy, how do they make decisions, and how can you influence those decisions about what they're going to purchase, hopefully because you offer the best service or product available. So the first thing that you all do, you've all been assigned a particular company to follow. So, Martin has been assigned and agreed to follow Toyota. Someone is following Disney, somebody else Baylor Scott White Healthcare. So all of you have an assignment of a company organization that you're going to follow for the next 7 weeks, 6 weeks, I guess. 6 weeks you're going to follow all of their social media mechanisms, whatever it happens to be. For instance, in Baylor Scott and White, they're very, very active in 6 social media venues: Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. There's 6 of them, and they blog very extensively. And so the person who follows Baylor will plug in with each of those venues and begin to learn who the target customer is. Who are they talking to? What are they telling them? Meaning specifically, how are they adding value to the conversation? Because remember, social engagement is interrupting a conversation, right? You want to get involved in the conversation, you want to understand it, and you want to influence it, right? So Baylor, for instance, in Pinterest, I know that they are very interested in healthy well-being, right? So they put healthy recipes for people in Pinterest because that's appropriate for that venue. When the Ebola scare, if you will, first came to Dallas a few weeks ago now, they went into Pinterest and posted and have blogged too about what to look for, what does it mean, what should everyone know, and how do they then keep everyone from being in a sense of panic about what may or may not be ever a reality to them, to all of us. So they're targeting not just their current customers, those who come in for specific health care activities, but they're targeting people who they can add value to, people who would ultimately be making a healthcare choice, a place to get help with healthcare, and they want them to think of Baylor Scott and White. Of course they do. So that's their target. So it's current customer, but it might be a head of household. It might be a mother trying to take care of her family, might be a father worried about providing for his family in the future. So, and how to be best well in doing and providing for. So your assignment piece is to, with the organization that you've been assigned, then you track and follow, engage, plug in with each of those social engagement tools and create a profile. The profiles of customer, their target customer, are going to be different in each of them potentially. So you need to understand how they're different, why they're different, and what type of strategy they're employing. You'll find out, or you'll be able to discern the strategy for each of them as you track them, right? You wouldn't be able to do it succinctly or even effectively the first week or two, but as you get to week number 6, you will have been following and plugging in, and yes, you are to engage with them, engage them in conversation, get involved in their media. And then you, for each of them, each of the venues, you should create a profile of current, future customer. Who's their target? And so then at the end, I want to know that all of these next several weeks together. Every week, I want a paragraph or two about what you're learning. Submit that in. You can bring it to class. You can submit it in email. What are you learning about each of the social engagement tools specific to the customer of the organization you're following? How are they messaging to them? How are they prompting them to action? How do they know if they really get an action that they have influenced? Analytics, what's their return on engagement you're looking for? How do you know as a marketer that you're successful as you're engaging in these tools? You will talk many times about it's very difficult to measure and to really have a good handle on return on investment. It's not on return on engagement. It's not like return on investment where the numbers support themselves. We have had this many customers, this many contacts, this many purchases. It's much longer views when you're dealing with social engagement tools, but that's what we need to talk about, and it's very important to the consumer behavior world. This is the most important idea. What's the psychology of your customer? What prompts them to action? How can you influence it? Okay, so every week you have a paragraph or two about what you're learning in each of the venues that you're following. If it's 4 of social media engagement tools, Baylor, I know, is 6. Various ones will have 3 to 5, 3 to 7. There's a lot, but your particular customer or your particular organization will have its own strategy, and you are tracking it, following out. So every week, 2 or 3, a paragraph or 2 about each of the venues. How are you identifying the customer? What does it look like? Who's their target? Is it children? Is it adults? Is it young adults? Is it single head of household? Is it female? Is it male? Is it people over 50? You're looking for who the customer is, and how are you identifying that? Okay, so now you've got your assignment. You're tracking every week a paragraph or 2 about each of your engagement tools. You'll submit that to me in email, or when you come to class, you can bring it and send it to me. Give it to me. I don't care. I just have to have it so that I can be sure that you're staying on track and that there's no floundering going on. So then when we get to week number 7, you are going to create your own YouTube video. Now, what are you doing in it? Well, you're going to talk about your organization. You're going to talk about their social engagement activity. Who are in each of them? Who were the customers? Who are their targets? What kind of messaging are they giving? You'll be talking about almost a summary of the paragraph or 2 that you've been submitting every week, because by the time you get to the end, you should really understand who their customers are in each of the venues. Maybe it's the same customer, but I suspect it's not. Who do they believe their future customer is? So you're going to talk in about a 10-minute YouTube video of who the customer is, who was your organization that you studied, and you're going to give some recommendations for how their social engagement tools or their more consumer influence type of activities can be improved. What do you think in terms of, for instance, Toyota? How could they be more effective? What type of customer are they targeting, and what type of language? You might want to compare what Honda is doing, or what Infinity or Mercedes or some of the other organizations. You may want to check them out for a little bit, for some small amount of time, to see how they're different and how their messaging can change. So, and you're a consumer yourself as you're looking at these, at your organization's social engagement tools. So your project will be, somewhere at the end of your video, you will talk about maybe 3 to 5 recommendations for your organization, how they can be more effective, and how you can help them to influence their customer in a much more meaningful way, a much more productive way, meaning profitability for them, because it's all about influencing the customer from an ethical standpoint to do what you as an organization believe they should be doing. Remember, the organization that you are in when you are in your career should be, and throughout your career, really should be one you have great passion for. If you don't believe that what you're selling or what you're marketing is the best product, then you need to find something else to do. You need to go to a different organization. Be a marketer in a different industry, different company within that industry, or a different product line. Because if you aren't passionate about what you're selling or what you're marketing or what you're talking about, there is no one who would be passionate about it and would not be fired up, so to speak, to buy from you. So, or to be not just one purchase, but remember, you're looking for long-term. You want long-term relationships with your customers. It takes a lot longer to find a new customer than it does to build and establish a long-term relationship with the one you've already got. So, okay, so that's your assignment for your semester. Oh, and I left out one little piece. I have created in Blackboard a discussion board link under which you can post the link to your YouTube video, which is your semester-long presentation. My video that I'm creating right now will be loaded in there as well for sort of an example. And so you can refer back to it as many times as you choose to. And then as you post yours, between week 7 and week 8, or week 7 and our last session together, each person should view all of their classmates' YouTubes, and then below where the video is presented, below that, then you give your comments, give them feedback, not on presentation style. That has nothing to do with this, although ultimately everyone wants to be a good presenter, but there you want to give feedback on how they've presented their recommendations to the company for how to be more effective in their social engagement or in their marketing behavior, if you will, their marketing influence on behavior. So, and at the bottom of each of the videos is a place where you can comment on that video. So it isn't just an assignment to post your own, but you must post your own and view others and give them their feedback. And you have 1 week then to do that. Okay, then I will look forward to getting my video posted. And again, this is Dr. Reed. This is Consumer Behavior, and this is my rendition of a YouTube video giving you the assignment for your own. Your video should be no more than 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. Unfortunately, looks like my video is going to be a little bit beyond that, but I've taken creative license with it so I could be sure that I could cover everything that I know up to cover for this assignment. So, questions, feel free to call me, send me a note, or give me a video with you asking me questions. Thank you. Bye.